You could argue that the Ganzfeld haunting, also known as the Ganzfeld experiment and the Ganzfeld possession, is at least trying to do an original attempt at a kind of low budget horror film, but this film is a bit of a mess. So this story basically follows 5 students as they're kind of going on their kind of final exam for their kind of psychology major or whatever, and they decided to kind of do this particular experiment in this kind of neutral house. And then we're told early on that these, although they're classmates, they're not friends, they kind of don't really know each other, so they're kind of neutral to each other, so to speak, or they don't seem to get on particularly well, first of all, and in this kind of neutral setting. And the idea being that they're kind of almost doing this kind of experiment, and as it turns out, as the film progresses, these sort of fragile mental states of these kind of 5 students basically projects all kinds of strange and weird things, and ghostly projections start to appear, in dark secrets sort of rise to the surface and whatnot, and you know, basically ends in kind of a violent result, shall we say. Now, like I said, I think it's good that we're trying to go for a slightly different type of horror film, but it doesn't work. Not really. This film is far too meandering. Pretty much 50% of this film is these 5 kids essentially doing loads of drugs. I absolutely love the cocaine in this film, I've got to say, and just kind of doing these, you know, obviously sort of sexual acts with one another, and there's so much sort of time spent with this film doing that. It just you just want it to get going, and it just feels like this film has a kind of an idea, but they just don't know where to run with it, and there's so many kind of just filler images to sort of show you how kind of, you know, off the rails and kind of these kids are, and blah blah blah. It just unfortunately becomes quite a boring film and quite a chore to stick through, and just really has no direction. Like I said, it's not a particularly horrific film. There's, you know, we do see some kind of some spooky things going on, but there's not a lot of horror here, if I'm completely honest. Literally far too much of this film is spent on just kind of like recreational drug use and kind of just these kids arguing or screwing or something like that. And you have this kind of little section at the end with the kind of the police show up, and you've got Dominic Purcell there in a really pretty much a wasted role, to be quite honest. But overall, it was kind of disappointing. Really not much going for it, this film. Like I said, I guess I give it props to the original idea, or a semi-original idea at least. But that's pretty much it. It's got a very attractive cast. Beckett, I suppose, is the kind of the main character, and you know, she's been in a kind of a number of Taylor or something, I know, and the actress, but I can't remember her full name. But you know, she's very attractive, so if you like a bit of eye candy, it's great. She's been on kind of loads of, sort of TV shows that you'll kind of probably recognise her from. But this is, like I said, not an entertaining film. It's just kind of tedious, and it's just a bit of a chore to sit through, to be quite honest. So I'm going to give this movie a 3 out of 10. Not a great horror film. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me a comment and I look forward to the next time. Bye for now.